as maketh man. Oh, God. Okay, I'm sorry.
Eggsy, I saw in you what someone once saw in me. Something that can't be taught. The makings of a Kingsman. Being a Kingsman is more than the clothing we wear or the weapons we bear. It's about being willing to sacrifice for the greater good.
I didn't think I was actually going to hit you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get that close.
It was a skit, Mike.
I know.
You weren't supposed to hit me.
I messed up. I'm sorry. I told you I'm not good at stage fighting.
I hate you so much right now. Just, what did we watch, please?
Kingsman, The Golden Circle.
God, I'm sorry.
Kingsman, The Golden Circle is the follow-up to Kingsman, The Secret Service, I think is what it's called.
The Secret Service.
Starring Taron Egerton, is that his name?
I'm pretty sure that's how you say it.
And
It's
Colin-
Egerton.
Colin Firth, Mark Strong,
And don't forget that Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson. It's like a James Bond type movie.
It's a spy movie,
It's a spy movie.
to say the very least. And it's a freaking amazing spy movie.
Now, I'm going to get right into it. The thing that made the first one so good is no one expected it to be good. Because I personally thought that it was going to be garbage when I saw the trailer. But it wasn't. It was great. And also a February release. It was released in February. It was a solid, fun, action-packed, funny movie. This one, The Golden Circle, when I first heard that they were going to make the second one, I was like, not even the whole sequels are never as good as the original. It was just that the thing that Kingsman had going for it is no one knew it was going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
No one had any expectations except for the few people that read the graphic novel. This one did not have the surprise element going for it.
No, it did not. When it was first announced, I was excited a little bit at first, and then more and more watching trailers and stuff, I just not as much. Because it's not, I feel like it's not one that really needed a sequel.
No, it wrapped up very nicely.
Mm-hmm. Kind of lackluster, really.
Yeah. Yeah, it was lackluster.
I wasn't expecting it to be on the same level as the first one, not at all.
Me neither.
Because it's a hard bar to set.
One thing I will say is this is one of the victims of the new trend in Hollywood trailer cutting, like how they edit trailers, is they show massive character reveals that could otherwise be awesome if you just didn't know it was going to happen in the theater. Another good example is Batman vs. Superman. In the trailer, they show Wonder Woman.
And,
could you imagine?
And Doomsday.
And Doomsday. Could you imagine how cool it would be just sitting in the theater, not knowing Wonder Woman was going to show up, and then she shows up with that theme song? That's a good theme song.
She with you?
I thought she was with you.
It's a really good.
And they did that in this with Colin Firth. I'm not even going to say that this is a spoiler because they show it in the trailer, so obviously they don't think it's a spoiler. About a quarter in, maybe a third in the movie.
He's in it a lot.
Yeah, he's in it a lot. They didn't need to show him, and I think it would have been just an awesome moment, as unbelievable as it might be, to just be sitting in the theater and see Colin Firth show up for the remainder of the movie.
Mm-hmm. They definitely showed a lot of action in the trailer, a lot of action that was in the movie. Just said slapped it in the trailer, and it's tough. For the villain wasn't really.
Julianne Moore plays the antagonist. But Julianne Moore was kind of weak, and
Not saying it's really her. I think it was more the character.
Yeah, it was definitely the character. She did the best she could with a very weakly written character.
Nothing really to get too attached to in this movie.
Yeah.
Speaking of that church scene earlier that we were just talking about, I think they overused that style throughout the whole movie.
Yes, it suffered from Zack Snyder syndrome.
They were like, "This is doing good. Let's do that this whole movie."
Where Zack Snyder comes up with the bullet speed time in 300, and then studios tell him he needs to use that in every single movie from now on.
Mm-hmm.
And so they had maybe 2 fights in the original Kingsman were like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one, every single one where it's cut to look like one continuous shot, and it's all over the place, so you can't really see you can see what's going on, and it is fun to a certain extent, but it overstays its welcome in this. And it had a purpose and a motivation in the first one, where it only happened when everyone was losing their minds.
But I will say some of the statesman fights were pretty cool with the lassos and stuff like that. That was new. Seeing all the new technology was pretty cool. Most of it is kind of just wacky as well.
Yeah.
They kind of went overboard with how just out there they went in this movie. Which I don't really know what that even means, but I'm meaning it.
I think I can tell me if I'm wrong in what I think you're trying to say. This one, although the first one is not very realistic,
it's more realistic than this one.
This one felt cartoonish.
Yes. Obviously, the best thing about this movie was mainly the side characters and like things that they did, things that they said. But there was one character that shined throughout the masses of people. Who is that, Michael? Who is that one man? Sir Elton John.
What a treasure. What a world treasure that man is.
He's so beautiful. Everything he did in this movie, I shed a tear for in laughter. And that leads us to that thing right there that you just that you just coughed up. You just spat up.
I'm thicky.
Are you sick? Oh, wow.
Yeah, anyway. This is our, I coughed it up.
There it is.
You got Skip It.
Wow.
Stream it. Rent it. And see it. What are you going to say?
I'd say stream it, honestly. At the most you'd want to do is rent it. But honestly, I'd say stream it. If you can stream it on anything. I don't think the first one's on Netflix, but hey, if you find it, stream it.
Yes, I would agree with that. It's definitely,
I know.
Stream it.
I know.
The record shows I took the most and did it my way.
Oh my God. Hi.
I'm really sorry.
My face is so cold.